So I set out to do this project not from an artistic standpoint, but I just want to share my story. Um, I'm not going to try to be too creative. I hope it'll come out to where people want to continue to watch it. So my point is, in many cases, I'll just be on my phone and I'll record something and I'll talk about what I'm dealing with, like I've been dealing with. Like today, I just got back from my latest memory session with the neuroscience people, whatever, dealing with my short-term memory loss connected with PTSD and my concussions that I've sustained. So tying all those things together.
All right, I'm going to read to you a short story. Just listen carefully, and when I'm done, just tell it back to me the best you can.
Okay.
Here's the story. On Tuesday, May 4th, in Cleveland, Ohio, a 3-alarm fire broke out. 2 hotels and a restaurant were destroyed before the firefighters were able to extinguish it. Go ahead and tell that back.
So on Tuesday, May 4th, there was a fire in Cleveland that destroyed 2 buildings. And before firefighters could put it out.
I'm going to read that to you again, and we're going to do the same thing.
Okay.
On Tuesday, May 4th, in Cleveland, Ohio, a 3-alarm fire broke out. 2 hotels and a restaurant were destroyed before the firefighters were able to extinguish it.
On Tuesday, May 4th, a 3-alarm fire broke out. 2 hotels and another building burned before firefighters could extinguish the fire.
Okay, good. And I'm going to go back to the list of words we were doing a little while ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I read 2 different lists to you. I want you to try to recall the words from the first list that we did, the one we went over several times.
With all the animals and all the vegetables?
Yeah, and just take your time.
You just want me to repeat them?
Yep, best you can.
Okay. So from the first one, it was we had a giraffe, motorcycle, bookcase, desk, lamp, zebra, spinach, and the second list.
Nope, just the first list.
Oh, just first. Okay.
Just the first one. Anything else from that first one?
Lamp, if I didn't say that. A monkey, and I'm just guessing at this point, so I don't.
Well, from that first list, go ahead and tell me the furniture again.
A bookcase and a lamp and maybe a shelf.
And how about the vegetables from that list?
Spinach and celery. That was it.
And ways of traveling?
A motorcycle. I think that was it.
And animals?
Zebra and a giraffe and a monkey, I think.
Okay, now I'm going to read some more words to you, but this time after I read each one, Tell me yes if you think it was from that first list and no if you don't think it was on that first list. So tell me whether you think wallet was on the first list.
No.
How about boat?
Maybe. Yes.
Saxophone?
No.
Cucumber?
No.
Giraffe?
Yes.
Carrot?
No.
Patio?
No.
Cabbage?
No.
Desk?
Yes.
Bracelet?
No.
Car?
No.
Elephant?
No.
Violin?
No.
Cow?
No.
Fork?
No.
Bus?
No.
Celery?
Yes.
Lamp?
Yes.
Radishes?
No.
Table?
No.
Rose?
No.
Motorcycle?
Yes.
Sheep?
No.
Basement?
No.
Dog?
No.
Bookcase?
Yes.
Matches?
No.
Spinach?
Yes.
Clarinet?
No.
Truck?
It might have been yes.
Rabbit?
No.
Chair?
No.
Corn?
No.
Seashell?
No.
Garage?
No.
Squirrel?
Yes.
Turnip?
No.
Cabinet?
Yes.
Onion?
Yes.
Lion?
No.
Camera?
No.
Guitar?
No.
Subway?
Yes.
Tiger?
No.
Coffee?
Definitely no.
Zebra?
Yes.
Lettuce?
No.
Closet?
No.
All right. Okay. All right, good. Now, grab a piece of paper there, that blank paper,
Okie doke.
and I want you to go ahead and draw that figure for me again.
Helps. You got jokes.
And then I'll be right in.
All right.
And,
It is.
all right, cool. All right, I'm just going to go through here. And you see that there's a line going vertical and a line going horizontal.
Uh-huh.
And I just want you to tell me what the numbers are that correspond with those lines within that array at the top of the page.
So 1 and 7.
That's exactly right. That's how the rest of these are going to go.
Okay.
How about that one?
12 and 4. Is that a new one?
Yeah.
Oh.
Sorry.
6 and 9. 8 and 13. 2 and 3.
And here's another one.
6, 1.
And another one.
2, 10.
And the next one.
8, 6, 8.
And almost done.
Mm-hmm. 5, 3.
And the last one.
10-12.
All right, good. All right, and yay, okay. I'm going to share another screen with you. Can you see that one all right?
Yes, BNT.
Yes, great. All right, and I need to start with this. I just want you to tell me the names of these things.
Harmonica. Rhino. Acorn. Igloo. Guy on stilts. Dominoes. Cactus. Escalators. Harp. Hammock. Door.
That part right in the middle there?
Door knocker. Pelican. Stethoscope. Pyramid. Dog with a muzzle. Unicorn. Funnel. Accordion. Asparagus. Spear.
Yeah.
Protractor.
Oh, wait, that's not the protractor.
Compass.
There you go, good.
A latch on a door.
Uh-huh.
Tripod. Scrolls. Ice cube and tongs. The Sphinx. Oxen yoke. Lattice.
Can you think of another name for that one?
Flower support. Trellis.
Hey, good. Yep, good.
Easel with paint and brushes.
It's not the easel, but it is, artists do use it.
That paint holder.
Say that again?
Paint holder, easel, brushes. I don't know. I don't know what it's called.
It sounds like pal.
A palette?
Yeah, there you go.
Protractor.
Yeah, and the last one?
The abacus.
Great. Good job.
Thank you.
Yeah. Some of those things are quite old. We don't see them anymore.
Right? We ran into a problem.
Say the numbers back to me in the same order that you heard them. The string of numbers starts out short but then gets longer as we go. Okay, so 1, 7.
1, 7.
6, 3.
6, 3.
5, 8, 2.
5, 8, 2.
6, 9, 4.
6, 9, 4.
6, 4, 3, 9.
6, 4, 3, 9.
7, 2, 8, 6.
7, 2, 8, 6.
4, 2, 7, 3, 1.
4, 2, 7, 3, 1.
7, 5, 8, 3, 6.
7, 5, 8, 3, 6.
6, 1, 9, 4, 7, 3.
6, 1, 9, 4, 1, 7, 3.
3, 9, 2, 4, 8, 7.
3, 9, 2, 4, 8, 7.
5, 9, 1, 7, 4, 2, 8.
5917428.
4, 1, 7, 9, 3, 8, 6.
4193876.
5, 8, 1, 9, 2, 6, 4, 7.
581964237.
3, 8, 2, 9, 5, 1, 7, 4.
382953174.
Okay, good. Now I'm going to say some more numbers, but this time I want you to say them backwards from what I do. So if I say 719, what would you say?
971.
So 719 be 917.
Isn't that what I said? No.
He says 971.
Wow.
That's okay. Try these. 3, 4, 8.
843.
Good. How about 6, 2, 9?
926.
4, 1, 5.
514.
3, 2, 7, 9.
9732.
4, 9, 6, 8.
8964.
1, 5, 2, 8.
821.
6, 1, 8, 4.
4816.
5, 3, 9, 4, 1.
1 4 5 3 1.
Okay, good. Done with that one. All right, next I'm gonna, well, you said you had to be done at 10?
No, I mean close to 10:30. I mean,
10:30?
yeah,
Same troubles or any updates?
that hasn't changed.
Okay.
Yeah, that at times is worse at times.
It's worse, okay.
It's just back and forth, just.
And what do you find out, what do you think would happen when it's worse? Do you know a certain time of day where you feel like it's worse, or if there's
No, it's all hours of the day, different moments. I can't pin down what's happening, what's going on when it happens, but it's just a constant. It comes and goes,
You think it's your concentration that's coming and going? Is that what it feels like?
Maybe. I mean, a lot of times I will. I just forget in the middle of a conversation where what I'm talking about, focus, or even what I'm doing, what I did, misplacing things, and like momentarily, it's like I don't forget how to get home, but I find myself thinking longer than what I used to. Like let's say I've been like I said, a driver forever, so like routes and stuff, readjusting.
Yeah.
So, but memory wise, and I'm just not retaining stuff like I used to, you know.
Okay. And you started noticing this several years ago. It looks
Right,
like.
absolutely. It started when I came home from Iraq, almost instantly, in 2007. You know, and I was only 38, 37 at the time. So, but I remember there was a drop off, and like how I felt and functioned as far as memory wise, it was, you know, it took me a lot longer to just kind of process stuff, you know.
Hmm?
And at that point, like I said, some things that were easy to maintain, like my short term type memory things, were it was difficult, and it still is.
Okay. How long do you feel like you can focus before you start to kind of lose that concentration, or you feel like you get blocked? How long does that take for that feeling to happen? Have you noticed?
Maybe half an hour.
Okay. So you can get in the zone for about half an hour, and then after that.
You know, I'm losing cups of coffee in the house. You know, yeah, about that half an hour, roughly. I'm somewhere else.
And then how long does it take you to get back into focusing then after you kind of lost that?
It takes a while. It takes a while sometimes, you know. Unless I'm physically doing something like one chore, one task.
Right.
Like shoveling snow or something, you know.
Exactly. Yeah, I was just gonna say, just like getting the snow. It's
Right.
a physical thing. It's one thing.
Right.
Keeps your attention.
So, and same thing with driving. You know, my muscle memory, because like I said, I've been a driver forever in the Army and afterwards, and I still. So getting on the road for me and like reading routes and stuff like that, it's muscle memory, and I'm like at home if it, you know what I mean. So that part, thank goodness, there's no drop off or anything, you know. So
Yeah, you can concentrate when you're driving.
yeah, much better than anything else. Yeah, you know, get me on the road, and you know.
Have you noticed any changes at work then? And is it getting worse at work or anything?
Not as far as when I'm physically driving, but things like when I'm supposed to be, you know, doing administrative type things or whatever.
When you're sitting, when you're sitting
Yeah.
there trying to concentrate.
TMS, doing the TMS stuff, you know.
Tedious stuff.
Yeah, doing my TMS courses just absolutely.
They're ridiculous anyway.
I know. Yeah.
Okay. Well, Dr. Kongelik had gone over a lot of this stuff with you already. I just wanted to touch base and see if there were any big changes or if it's still kind of the same. And you said it's getting a little bit worse.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, it's for me to notice. I think my family's noticed it too. I'm pretty sure. You know, my mother has. I guess she has it's dementia or Alzheimer's. I don't know because she's 92. You know, so but
It's hard to tell at that
it's hard to
age.
tell. But I do know over the last 15 years, I was her caregiver, and I noticed it definitely the symptoms. So I'm aware of a lot of and I watched my grandmother with the same thing, and she lived to be 103. You know, so I'm aware of these things happen.
Yeah, but you're only in your 50s,
Right,
so we don't
right.
want it to happen now.
No.
Sure. Well, we'll never want it to happen.
But I'm sure I'm predisposed in some kind of way, I guess. But although my father is 90 and his memory is perfect, so
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Well, that's all good information, and it sounds like you have really good genes, actually.
Thank you. Thank the ancestors.
My 83-year-old mother is just moving in with us.
Okay. Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's a blessing. Yeah. It is to be able to.
The cognition it's a hard thing to see.
Yeah.
Happen, and it makes you nervous for yourself, for sure.
Definitely. Well, not so much me, but like I said, with my watching it happen a few times, and my in-laws, my other grandmother. I mean, it's being a caretaker for the folks like that. You realize not only that might be me someday, but it just gives you some insight. Like my sisters, my siblings, and my brother and stuff. They don't. I know it's harder for them to see our mother where she's at, and it's like a turnoff. Like they remember her from before, and so they're not recognizing what's going on.
We're right there.
But we were there, and it's able to be more sympathetic and understanding, and then you figure out what works best. To you just, what's going to say. She doesn't know who I am. She doesn't know who any of us are. And I remember my grandmother was saying that my grandmother didn't know who my mother was, and she was her caretaker. So that was hard for my mother to hear, to see. But I get it. I already warned my kids already. I said, there's a good possibility I'm already losing my coffee cups in the morning. And there's a humorous side to it for me because my side gig is I do stand up and I do things like that. So
Oh, great.
my art is imitating life, or I don't know if life's entertaining art. I don't know, but that's where I'm at.
All the big ball wax.
Yeah.
Okay. It is. You have to find humor in it because otherwise
Absolutely.
I think you would just, curl up in a ball.
Yeah.
You do. Well, I don't think Dr. Kingelik had any big concerns for you, when he talked to you before. So, the testing that we're going to do, again, it's going to be verbal things, visual things, motor things, and we'll just see what kind of pattern comes up with how well you're retaining information, how well you can manipulate it, and stuff like that.
Alrighty.
Sounds good. Can you hear me all right?
Yes, fine. It's perfect.
Okay,
This is a good setup, actually.
Yeah, it's nice.
Looking at the camera, I might have to get one.
Yeah, just ask IT.
Okay.
Get one from IT, make sure your wife has one. You guys can
I'm sure she does.
plan your weekends.
Yeah. I'm
Face
sure.
to face. It might help brighten your day to see her too during the day.
Well, I do, because like she works over at UD down at FMS, so maybe I'm back and forth between both hospitals all day.
Oh, you get to see her in person.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm a patient transfer. I drive one of the shuttles, and I drive, so.
Yeah.
So that's
good.
Yeah.
That's good. That's nice. Yeah, my husband works in the government too.
Okay.
Not here, but it's nice to get the same days off and stuff sometimes. And
Yeah. Right.
yeah, it can be. At least you know what the paychecks look like. You know what the benefits look like. You're like all in.
Right.
All right. Well, the first thing we're going to do then is I'm going to read to you a list of words.
Okay.
Listen carefully, and when I'm done, I want you to say back as many of those words as you can. It doesn't matter what order you say them in. I just want you to tell me as many as you can think of. Okay?
All right.
It's a long list.
Okay.
We don't expect you to get all of them. Just do the best you can, take in as many as you can. Okay, here we go. Truck, spinach, giraffe, bookcase, onion, motorcycle, cabinet, zebra, subway, lamp, celery, cow, desk, boat, squirrel, cabbage. Go ahead.
Do they have to be in order?
Nope.
Okay, we're going to go backwards here. Cabbage, squirrel, truck. I think you said boat. You might have said spinach. I might be making that up. And that's all I got.
Okay. I'm going to read that same list again, and again I want you to tell me as many as you can.
Uh-huh.
Even if you said it before, I want you to say it again,
Okay.
so I want to know everything that comes to mind. All right, so here we go, same list. Truck, spinach, giraffe, bookcase, onion, motorcycle, cabinet, zebra, subway, lamp, celery, cow, desk, boat, squirrel, cabbage.
Truck, zebra, bookcase, motorcycle, squirrel, um, monkey, and that's it.
Okay. And I'm going to read it again. We'll do the same thing. Everybody gets to hear it the same amount of time.
Yeah.
Truck, spinach, giraffe, bookcase, onion, motorcycle, cabinet, zebra, subway, lamp, celery, cow, desk, boat, squirrel, cabbage.
Truck, zebra, spinach, motorcycle, bookcase, giraffe, cabinet, celery, yeah, that's all.
Okay. All right. I'm going to read it again. Here we go. Truck, spinach, giraffe, bookcase, onion, motorcycle, cabinet, zebra, subway, lamp, celery, cow, desk, boat, squirrel, cabbage.
Truck, zebra, giraffe, bookcase, spinach, desk, lamp, subway, motorcycle, boat, and I don't know if I said zebra. Yeah, that's it.
Okay. And I'm going to read it one more time.
Okay.
Here we go. Truck, spinach, giraffe, bookcase, onion, motorcycle, cabinet, zebra, subway, lamp, celery, cow, desk, boat. I'm sorry. That's it. Boat, squirrel, cabbage.
Truck, celery, bookcase, giraffe, squirrel, desk, bookcase, lamp, monkey, cabbage, a boat, zebra, and spinach.
Anything else?
No.
All right. I've got a second list to read to you, and we're going to do the same thing where I read it to you and you tell it back to me
Okay.
in any order.
Okay.
Here's the second list. Violin, cucumber, elephant, closet, turnip, guitar, basement, sheep, clarinet, garage, corn, rabbit, patio, saxophone, tiger, radishes.
Violin, saxophone, radishes, violet, um, cucumber, and that's all I remember.
Okay. Let's go back to the first list now. Tell me all that you can think of from that first list.
Truck, monkey, zebra, celery, spinach, bookcase, lamp, desk. Um, that's all I remember. That's all I got.
Okay. From that first list, which items are considered furniture?
The desk and I guess a bookcase. I mean, not I guess bookcase and lamp if there is one, and that was it that I remember.
Okay. How about the vegetables from that first list?
I feel like we got them all in there. Spinach and onions,
Anything else?
celery, maybe.
Good. Anything else?
No.
And how about ways of traveling?
Truck and motorcycle.
Anything else?
No.
And how about the animals?
So there was a monkey and a zebra and a giraffe, and that's it.
Okay. All right. Good. Now I'm gonna come on in over there.
It's interesting because I feel the same. Like so, the anxiousness I have now. Hang on a second. I close this window. Um, you know, it's been with me for a while, and I know I had an outburst with my family the other day. Just stuff that's going on, and stuff that wouldn't normally bother me, but it's piled on top of everything else. With, of course, with COVID, stress, work. I'm actually pursuing trying to get my paperwork together to possibly retire early, if you will, because I'm just at that point where I need more time to work on me, and so I've been working on that. And even we talked before about the alcohol use, and I know people, even with my medical doctor, was saying, you gotta, that's not productive for you, and I know that. I've been through this before. The way I'm feeling now, and it took all day until today for me to pinpoint, the anxiety and the angst that I have was exactly the same before I left for Iraq. Like probably a month or two prior to that, we were already training, and we already had our orders. But that feeling was probably the second worst feeling I've ever had in my life. Getting ready to go to war. Do you understand? So like you're prepared. Like that 2 months, I literally prepared myself to never see my family again. And that before I even set foot in Iraq was already with me. Um, and this is the same feeling now, the exact same feeling right now. The only time it was worse is, of course, the time after returning from Iraq and then trying to unbottle all those emotions and feelings, not knowing that I was dealing with PTSD. Just figured it was just something, So this process since 2007, I couldn't even talk about it then. But after counseling and therapy, I can see what's happening, which is a good thing because now I realize, like I said, I've been feeling I've been telling you for the last couple of sessions, like I'm just ready to, I'm ready to explode.
You kind of feel like that you have some irritability under the surface there.
Not some. There's a lot of irritability under the surface. And it's not directed at anybody one certain thing. It's just how I'm feeling, and I would be lying to myself if I didn't. Like I'm glad I'm able to recognize that right now, and actually have tools in place to deal with it. But it doesn't help the people around me at times because there's definitely a noticeability. I know even at my job, I'm not as reliable. I'm not there because I'm in my own headspace trying to make sense of not only what's going on currently, but these thoughts of what's happening to me in the past. And I'm glad I recognized it yesterday. Like I put a finger on it. Actually, this morning I was like, you know what? I've been here before, and it was a horrible feeling.
Yeah. And you mentioned kind of having a lot of those thoughts of what happened to you in the past. Is it kind of like intrusive memories that you're having throughout the day that you can't push away?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's just everything keeps replaying, it's starting to replay and replay. So I've been working through with you and other doctors about putting in productive tools to work on, and quite frankly, they've been very helpful. I feel much better than I did 5 years ago, 10 years ago. But it doesn't change the fact that I can't control this other stuff that's happening, and these memories are just being pushed back to the forefront of my mind.
Sure.
The only difference is, like I said, I recognize that, and even though society and everybody just tells you to soldier on through that stuff, I've been doing it my own way, trying to anyway, by preoccupying myself with other things to push back those thoughts and feelings and everything else. I think that's been the healthiest for me, but at the end of the day, it doesn't change what it is, if all that makes sense.
No, it does. And do you feel like you're having flashbacks as well during the day?
Oh, all the time. It's been, like I said, this just the stressors. When I truly know what the term stressor means now, because these things are, it's like I put the tape in, press and play, and it's taking me right back to some of the memories and things that I've been dealing with. So.
Gotcha. And what about the nightmares at night? How frequently are those happening?
But twice. I'll go to sleep, wake up in the middle of the night, and then probably before morning I'll have another vivid dream. So.
And so sometimes they wake you up, sometimes they don't.
Yeah, right. Because of the trazodone, I've been taking that.
How's that 75 milligrams going for you?
It's been better. It's been better.
Do you feel groggy?
No. I'm still up at 5:30 every day.
No trouble waking up at that time?
No, I wish. No, I pop up.
Okay.
No.
Gotcha. Do you feel like you're sleeping a little more soundly on that higher dose?
Yes, definitely, but I still wake up.
How many hours do you think you're getting right now?
Still probably on 5, broken up. Maybe 2 hours, 2 segments.
Okay.
Time frames.
And any recent thoughts or feelings of wanting to harm yourself or others?
No, not today. I mean, I'm not. I just feel, like I said, anxious and volatile. And like I said, it's not directed at any one person or one thing. It's it's just circumstantial, uncontrollable outbursts sometimes. And they're becoming more frequent.
Little things kind of trigger that for you.
Yeah.
Just with having that underlying anxiety and irritability right
Yep.
now. And do you feel like more on edge, like you talked about feeling like the neighborhood watch at night?
Oh yeah, that never stops. I mean, like I said, I'm in the windows, and I'm always looking over my shoulder. It's crazy getting out of the car, and you being mindful of these things, but trying to correct it or make an adjustment. It's not so easy,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then any tobacco recently?
No, I don't use any tobacco. Never have.
How much alcohol would you say on average recently?
Maybe 3 or so beers during the week, each day, maybe, possibly, and if not that, then maybe 2 to 3 glasses of wine or something,
Okay. And you said during the week, so it's usually on weekdays?
Oh, it's pretty much any day of the week, anymore. And I know that, and my mind is like, excuse my French, but I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna have a drink. I just need to take the edge off, And that's,
But I know, like you acknowledged, the risks associated with it, and sometimes how it can be like a snowball effect can minimize that effectiveness of the antidepressant. Sometimes worsen sleep, kind of in the long run, it kind of disrupts the sleep schedule as well. But I know at the same time, kind of using it right now because you are, feeling worse.
Self-medicating. I didn't know. Like I said, I've heard all these terms, and I know, like I said, back in 2008 when I was really, really struggling bad, it was different because it was just like that was my tool, and it was out in public and out and about. I mean, I'm at home now when I do drink. It's like in the comfort of home. I don't, and it's more controlled, if you will. It's more focused. And again, am I saying, oh, this is my solution now? Because I know that that wasn't a solution. So before I was out of control, then I feel like I was going down a big hill with no brakes. But now the hill is going up and down and up and down, so it doesn't go quite.
Sure.
These are just the analogies. What it feels like.
Yeah, you have more tools in your toolkit right
Yeah,
now.
yeah, definitely, definitely.
And kind of recognizing that alcohol is not the solution. It's something to eventually work on cutting down. I know we talked about either engaging in therapy with our trauma clinic here or engaging with CTAD here, which is our substance use clinic. And we kind of talked about, which one would be a better fit, and you were interested in the trauma clinic to kind of focus on the PTSD because that's kind of like the source of, the symptoms that are going on.
Right.
And I know that you had something scheduled. I think it was around the time where you were dealing with COVID.
Right.
Do you have their contact information to call back and get
Can,
rescheduled?
can you can you give me that number, please, if you have it?
Let me see if I do. If not, I can reach out to who you were scheduled with, which I believe was Dr. Wong.
I did. We
sound-
spoke briefly, and I told him the same
Okay.
thing. But we're not in session. But that's the other side of the coin. I have so many appointments, whether they be physically or video appointments, they're overlapping with not only work, but like everything in my life right now. So that's not helping. And I got to find a solution to give me my serenity back.
Sure. Let me see. So Dr. Wong is online. Let me see if I can get a phone number from him. I'll wait on a message back from him.
Okay.
While we're talking. If not, I'll get the answer from him and give you a call back. Okay. Any other substances at all?
No.
Okay.
I'm almost out of sertraline as well too. I think I have like
Okay.
5 days left maybe.
5 days. Okay. How quick do the medications usually get to you when you order them regularly?
Pretty quick.
Pretty quick. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Do you usually get them within 5 days?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I'll send out the next refill. If for some reason, like, you're running out and it's not getting, like, it doesn't get to you by the day you need the dose, you can always go to the pharmacy and get a partial.
Okay.
But I'll get that refilled. And it does have a refill on it. So if you ever get to this point where you're running low on it,
All right.
you can request that refill. You
Okay.
can call the number on the bottle.
Okay.
Or you can go onto My Healthy Vet and request it that way.
So I usually just go, since I'm there at work, I usually just go and get it if that happens.
That works too. Okay. And then in terms of caffeine, cup of coffee in the morning and then in the mid-afternoon as well?
Yes.
Okay. Any changes at all in living situation or work?
No. Work. Everything is. My schedule is going to change at work though. First of the month, I'll be working at starting at 1:30 p.m. to 10 p.m. Monday through Friday.
Okay.
Versus the.
I was
Okay.
gonna say, is that something that you wanted?
Yeah, the later in the day is better for me. Yeah, because I have all morning, if you will, to kind of get my shit together every day. It works out better.
Okay. That'll help with appointments too.
Right. All that.
Yeah. And then the sertraline taken to 200 milligrams daily consistently.
Yes.
Okay.
If I miss it by the afternoon, I'm already feeling it like every after. So.
Yeah. And then the trazodone, taking that every night.
Right.
Okay. Are you interested in trying a new medication to kind of target the irritability and anxiety today?
Sure.
Okay. So I know with the sertraline, we've seen benefit with it. We know there's at least, partial benefit there.
Right.
So usually if we have a medication we're, getting that benefit from, I would hate to just completely change the sertraline to something else right now because we know it's giving you some benefit.
Oh, for sure. There's no question.
Yeah, an option to do would be to add a medication called buspirone or Buspar on top of the sertraline. It kind of augments it, if you will. It works with the sertraline to specifically target anxiety. Sometimes helps a little with irritability. I didn't see that you've tried it before. Does it sound familiar?
I don't remember. It was probably in the beginning of this process, but probably.
Yeah, when I looked back in the VA records, looking at everything you've tried in the past, I didn't see it on that list.
Okay.
So I thought it would be a good option to go to. And so basically, it's something that's best taken twice a day.
Okay.
So usually I say take it with meals. So take it like in the morning when you have breakfast, take it in the evening when you have dinner. I usually recommend trying to have something in your stomach, kind of the same as I recommend with, the antidepressant as well, especially when you're starting it, because sometimes there can be a little bit of stomach upset when you're initiating it, just your body getting used to it.
And what's it called?
It's called Buspirone. Buspirone.
Okay.
And so we'll start it at 5 milligrams twice a day. And then, it's kind of the same as we do with the sertraline, work our way up to a dose that we find to be effective. And then keep going with, the trazodone and the sertraline as well.
Okay.
Really, in terms of side effects, the main thing is, maybe a little bit of stomach upset to begin with. Sometimes there can be a little, brief uptick in anxiety. Pretty rare, and especially at the starting dose we're starting at. Usually we don't see that, but it's just something to be aware of. Whenever it gets filled, or you might get, paperwork or, different education on this.
Right.
Where you might see that they would warn against something called serotonin syndrome. The reason it does that is because buspirone works on serotonin, sertraline works on serotonin.
Okay.
It's working to kind of promote it or increase it. So when you have two medications or more on board that work on serotonin, they always warn on it.
So what's the warning?
Syndrome, it's very rare. It's kind of just like your body being stormed with serotonin. What it feels like is like you were hit with a really bad flu. With the buspirone added to the sertraline, that risk actually really isn't there just because of the intricacies of how they work.
Right.
So we don't worry about that. But just from a standpoint of they're both serotonergic medications,
okay.
Pharmacy or someone might educate on it just
right.
because, the warning is there. But pharmacologically, we're not really worried about it. And then we can keep the trazodone, where it is for now, incorporate the medication, and then revisit if increasing the trazodone would be helpful down the line. Does that sound okay?
Yes.
Okay, let me see. I didn't hear back from Dr. Long yet.
Okay.
I wrote myself a note, make sure to get that number from him today. When I do, I'll give you a call. If you're not able to answer, I can always leave the number.
That's fine. Yep. That's fine. That'd be perfect.
Okay, I will do that. Any other questions about the medications?
No, you pretty much, whatever you prescribe, I usually go, over it pretty good just to make sure so I'm aware of, all what to be expected. So.
And it will take, same with the sertraline as we're adjusting doses, it will take about a month to see the full effect of it. Usually within a couple of weeks, you start to see a little bit of a change.
Okay.
But we like to give it a good month to kind of see the full effect. Okay. All right, let me look at follow-up here. So we're looking at probably that last week in February. That gives about 5 weeks, so it gives time to get the medication, get it started, and
Okay.
keep 4 weeks under your belt with it.
All right.
I'll put the order in. My clerk will reach out for scheduling for that. And then just as a heads up, I will be going out on maternity leave from about mid-March, maybe sooner, to mid-July.
Okay.
So
Congratulations.
thank you. During that time, I will have you follow up with a different provider. It'll be, let me see here, probably a nurse practitioner or a psychiatrist. But next time we meet, what I'll do is we'll get that plan in place. So we'll plan to meet, end of February,
Okay.
and then get a plan in place for follow-up while I'm out. And we'll also get, an appointment on the books for when I get back. So we
Okay.
have that all set up.
Very well.
All right. Any other questions?
No, pretty straightforward. So.
All right. Sounds good. Send me a message or give a call if you need anything between now and then.
Okay, will do. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Sure thing. You take care.
All right, you too. Bye.
Bye.
And dealing with the neurologists who are psychologists as well, having them explain things about like the basis of the conversation after I did the test today, which I have no idea what it meant. They give you exercises to do. They mean something, but I don't know. So I'm awaiting those results. But just the fact, when you have these discussions about your mental health and what's going on with your body, and combined with what's happening in the world and our country with COVID, and like the COVID fatigue thing is really, really going on. We're in the third year now. And even though it seems like it might start to be settled down or go away, these last 3 years, the anxiety level that I've had, and I'm sure a lot of people too, has just been through the roof. So, I just added a new anxiety medicine to my daily regimen, and it's working so far. But just getting to the point to recognize these things and to have the ability to reach out for help. I'm doing this because I hope it inspires you. Somebody who needs it, who needs to hear it. For me, it's definitely helpful for me. It's very cathartic for me to talk about it. It's healing. And when I talk about it, when I verbalize it, it actually helps me retrace exactly what was going on, what happened. And at first that was difficult because the emotional impact of what I was feeling and remembering, sometimes it was hard to deal with that. So during this whole process, it's like I feel like a mechanic of my life. I'm a mechanic in real life too, but in my mental state, my body, I'm a mechanic. And each time I have a new problem with myself, you're going to have to learn how to add new tools to your toolbox. So that's what I'm doing. And trust me, somebody who was skeptical in the beginning and didn't believe in the medicine and the stigmatism and all that, it wasn't so much that I was reluctant. I just so used to working things out in my own head, and sometimes it works. But I've found with a regimen of therapy sessions, the right medications, the right situation, the right scenario, it's been very helpful. And like I said, my main purpose is just to share that, convey that to anybody who needs to hear it, because there's hope. And I'm not saying that for lip service. My journey was dark, and it was hurtful, it was painful, and it's still difficult at times to deal with. And when you come to terms with that part of the mental aspect of it, it makes you stronger. I definitely feel better. Like I said, I've climbed out of that dark hole. Occasionally, you're pulled back a little bit, but you start learning how to use the tools that you get to help you maintain. And then on top of that, you learn that it's okay to be who I am. I don't have to explain that to nobody, and I need to do what I need to do for me. So, like I said in the beginning, this project, if you'll call it that, wasn't about production value or anything like that. I was really simply trying to share a piece of what I'm dealing with in my life, my part of my life story, and the goal is that somebody might find comfort or understanding or something out of it. So the struggle has been really real, dealing with things with the VA hospital and getting my life back together. It's something that it's not hard to talk about out of fear. It's hard to talk about because sometimes you just don't have the words to describe what's going on. Like, For instance, when I came back from Iraq, just 5 days after, I was already in trouble mentally and stressfully, and I felt like I was at my wit's end. And I remember drinking and sitting up there at night on the car driving somewhere, I don't know. And I called this hotline because I needed help, and they were like, "We don't have anybody available to talk to you till like a couple hours or something, or a couple days." That's not what you want to hear when you're reaching out for help, So I don't have a good number to give out or anything like that, but I do know that there's a national organization called NAMI. NAMI is available for mental health issues, and if all else, call 911 and just tell them, "Hey, I need to talk to somebody." So that sent me on another spiral, and what people don't realize about being a veteran of any branch of service and what you went through, when you get out, people say thank you for your service, and that's nice. I mean, it is appreciated, and everybody has their own reasons why they join the service. But the safety net after that, the VA, is problematic. It's got a lot of issues, and from Vietnam veterans, I even know a friend of mine who's a Korean War veteran, still trying to get the help that he deserves, and a lot of the Vietnam veterans are struggling with Agent Orange. The VA has just decided to acknowledge that. I myself, here's a list of some of the things I suffer with: Gulf War syndrome, unexplained illnesses, sleep apnea, diabetes, psoriasis caused by irritants from chemicals, exposure from burn pits in Iraq, asthma, PTSD, what else? Tinnitus, ringing in my ears. I have memory issues. There's a few others too. Just to name a few. Unexplained illnesses, chronic fatigue syndrome. So all these things have been happening to me since 2007, and it's only through research, it's only through help, it's only through consistent looking for an answer have I been able to figure these things out. And the funny thing, it's not funny, but the messed up part about it is the VA does not readily recognize and tell you these things that you have available for help, and they make you fight for everything that you get afterwards, your compensation, your medical, and everything else. It is not automatic. So there's a lot of veterans that are homeless, that are sick, that are turning to drugs, alcohol, whatever, gambling, because I know people think, oh, once you get out of the military, they take care of you. No, they don't. No, they don't. What I've learned is not common knowledge, so I'm hell-bound on helping every veteran that I can get in the system and get what he or she deserves, because they're not going to tell you, and to me, that's criminal. So just keep that in mind when you think about your veterans who are out there who some are struggling really bad. This project right now, I want to thank you for just listening and watching, and again, my email address is ChazWin, ChazzzWins38@gmail.com. If anybody wants to just reach out, I will respond. Just type that in the subject matter. Just type help, and I'll do what I can. Do that as your subject. So with everything else, just thanks for watching, and I hope you learned something. I'm learning a lot about myself, so I'm going to share some of my clips of some of the things I've been dealing with, and like I said, hopefully it'll inspire somebody one way or another. I want to thank all the people who are in my corner and support me. My fiance Monica Hughes has been there. My whole entire family, my daughters, all of them, Cassandra, Chaslin, and my son Joaquin, and my daughter Mariah, have been very helpful. My son Julian, I'm always thinking about you. And Jazz Being Entertainment, Stacey Allen, K-Bay with Grind City TV Network Roku has really been a very, very productive and helpful outlet for me. And I thank you guys for being there. And also my Steel City Heavy Hitter Car Club group, who have accepted me and given me another outlet to pursue what I like to do. So these are just some of the things that I do to maintain and make it. And for all my other countless friends out there who have just listened one way or another, I appreciate you. Thank you. And we're going to get better. I just want to I feel like I should, I'll just stop right there. Hey, back again, and this is becoming more regular, and I think it's a cathartic process for me. I just learned what that word means, by the way. So, again, with keeping in the same format, I'm just going to use my phone. It works out better, and I don't want to change up the format for like cosmetic purposes or production value or anything. I'm not really going for that, but I find this to be effective, so it's just what I'm gonna keep doing with it. But this morning, woke up after my session yesterday with my some more therapy. I was feeling a little emotional and drained because I'm doing some testing and stuff, and it really does put a drain on your brain sometimes. So I took the day off yesterday. I came back home. I didn't do much. Well, I actually drove around. Which is my go-to for me to kind of reset myself. Whatever I'm doing, whenever I get behind the wheel, it really is therapy for me. So I've had that going, especially since with the PTSD was a big thing. Like when I first came home in 2007, one of the first things I did after things kind of fell apart real fast, I drove down to Virginia to see my son. Who I think he was just just graduated high school. I was able to I missed my oldest daughter's graduation the year before, and I got back in time to see my son graduate, and that was pretty cool. But that drive, I just get on the highway and I drive. It is the one thing that I do not need to think. And I'm thinking is part of the process. Thinking for me, like my mind will not stay focused on one thing. Luckily, driving is muscle memory. I know the whole entire interstate system by memory, just from being a driver and what the routes mean and where they go. So I can get in the car. I don't even need a map. I do not get lost. No, I don't. My family calls me the human GPS. So state highways, interstates, doesn't matter. So, but with that, it's helpful. So that's what I did yesterday. I actually went down to a local tattoo shop to get another tattoo design. I've decided to actually I'm not running from the stuff that happened to me during the war and I've been through and seen, and my entire military span, which spans 18 years in 3 different services: Coast Guard, Army, and Air Force. That's a big chunk of a person's life. And there's been a lot of different events during these times that really make up who I am today. So it's funny because you don't really realize all the things, how they impacted you until you actually get into a therapy session and start to break them down. And it's funny. It's a double-edged sword because sometimes this therapy, it opens up too much. You go through too much. It wasn't all bad, but I'm just saying it's a good thing. But like any other tool, you got to learn how to deal with that. And for me personally, unpacking a lot of emotions and thoughts can be overwhelming. So I've learned to just take a break. I tried my best yesterday not to think. It's hard to not think about something purposely because I have like ADD and I just get pulled all over the place. But I did that, designed my tattoo. I'm going to go back and get that. Where am I going? Saturday morning? It is my Iraqi campaign ribbon, and I've decided to wear that on my sleeve because by doing that, I'm going to own the feelings and emotions that came with that, the good and the bad, and wear it like a badge of pride. So that's again. So that was a cathartic way of dealing with my emotions, and I do that with the comedy. When I'm doing comedy, I've kind of put that on hold for a minute just because I was kind of coming unraveled a little bit. But seeing where other folks do their thing, being involved, people reaching out to me, family and friends, they keep you going. They really do. So I guess I'm a little more hopeful, upbeat today. And the thing about all this PTSD and the mental health thing, I get like these sessions, these grips, these lows where you dip down. And it took a long time to figure that out. And my lows used to be real bad. My lows would be bad. and you just kind of stay there, self-destructive thoughts and feelings. The one medication I take definitely helps me from staying down there. I mean, I dip a little bit, but it's not like it used to be. That's been a plus. That's been a real plus. The Zoloft has really helped me stave that off. You still take little dips, and you now the mania. I still get a lot of mania. So sometimes, today I'm feeling a little manic, but that's the process for me. I dip and I shoot back up. So the dips aren't as low, so I find like I don't shoot up as high with the mania, because sometimes it was just like I was just wound up and just ready to go. But now more shoots up and levels off a little bit, and I hope I explain this too in a way that makes sense to you, to folks. And that allows me to function, and I can usually ride that out for a while. So that's what I'm going to do now. I definitely am feeling better. I'm not going to say optimistic, because I wasn't feeling unoptimistic. I was just feeling flat, a flattened feeling. I'm going to display just if whatever a piece of paper is, just flat. That's how you feel. That's how I feel. But I see, I probably will go to work today. Rest your brain, mind, or whatever. It helps. Sometimes you got to step away from your job, your kids, your relationship, whatever. And I know people don't like that. Your family, they love you. They want to see what's wrong with you. They notice stuff, and then I think they take it personal. But I'm fortunate that that's not my case. Not anymore, anyway. I just get into my spot, and if I want to sleep, I go to sleep. Or watch a movie or play some music. I'm usually working through this stuff with my art, with my comedy, doing video productions or whatever, being involved with other people, helping people. And the most true thing I've ever heard was, if you're on an airplane and you need oxygen, if something goes wrong, your oxygen mask comes down. You have to put yours on first before you can help anybody else. That is true. Get you straight first, and leveled off, and then you can help your family, your loved ones, your spouse, whoever. Because if you ain't right, it ain't gonna be right. So that's where I'm at this morning. So it's I got a couple more hours before I'm even due to work. Later schedule should be helping me better. And today I feel like I'm going to try to do something today, a little more creative. So these are the things, man, going through this situation, going through my state that I go through daily. So I call it the grip. Sometimes you get a grip where it just gets a hold on you, gets a grip on you, and it makes you question everything and feel all kind of ways. But the main message is therapy, talking, going through things, problem solving it. It does work, and you got to get into a trusted space, someone you trust to help you, or something. Because I tried the alcohol, I never done drugs or anything. I don't even smoke weed. That's not my thing. But I had a problem with drinking, big time, and drinking to medicate myself. And then, so let's get into that real quick. So I realized after Iraq, let me tell you, 12, 13 months, it might have been 15, a little bit longer, from the training phase and going and coming back. Is probably the highest level of emotional wound-upness that you're ever going to have going to war. You have to sustain that feeling, heightened feeling, and that you're scared. First of all, anybody tells you you're not scared, they're full of shit. Because at first time, going over there, you're scared. You spend months practicing or training. And for me, I was planning my own demise. Not in a negative way. I mean, I was making peace with, I might not see my family again. I was making peace with that. So when I left here, I was prepared to die. And I had insurance policies, like $400,000 insurance, take care of my family and everything. So, it was what it was. But I couldn't let that stop me, because I had a job to do. And it wasn't going to help me worrying and being scared. As a matter of fact, in the military, you overcompensate by those feelings, and they're normal, by thinking you're invincible. That's a mind trip. You know what I'm saying? That you really psych yourself up to, I don't care. But when that happens, though, you get this mental toughness. You get this feeling of, can't stop me, can't stop, won't stop. And you live with that. And then you add the fact in where everybody combat experience is different. Depends on what your job is. It doesn't matter if you're taking care of the paperwork back in the rear. There's always a possibility of danger. And even in Iraq, even the bases, the FOBs that we were on, depends on where you're at. Like when my brother went over with me. We were two different units, and he was in Desert Storm as well. So that time frame, and we were 30 miles apart, and we got to see each other actually quite often. I saw him more in Iraq than I do now. But because I was a fuel tanker driver, we drove diesel fuel and gasoline and jet fuel and stuff. That's what we delivered in Iraq, from northern Iraq up to Turkish border, all the way down to Kuwait. That was our mission, and sometimes water and different things too. But you're transportation fuel specialist. 14,000 gallons of fuel, and sometimes we had 12, 15 trucks in our convoys, and of course you're being shot at. You're running over IEDs. And let me explain this: IEDs are not little homemade bombs that they just they are homemade bombs, but they are made of material sometimes with unexploded ordnance from military conflicts. So sometimes a 155 shell, which is a very, very destructive and large projectile, that it will destroy, half a block sometimes. It makes a crater that could be 30 feet deep, and it's no joke. So those are the kind of things that we were dealing with, and we were running them over a lot. And we were driving through towns and cities. Like the city of Mosul is one of the most dangerous cities there were. And we had a base right in the middle of Mosul where my brother was at, and there was an airfield there, and it was, imagine like a stadium, where the football stadium, where the airfield and the base was down on the field, and around that was the hills and the houses, but it was strategic because of the airfield. And to get in there to this, you had to wind through the city. And of course, you're talking about nighttime. You got civilians living there. You got insurgents attacking you. The thing is, you don't know where they're coming from. But you're literally driving. Just imagine your town. You're driving through Main Street in the city, and you make a left, make a right, and all of a sudden you hear an explosion. You see fireballs, and you just see the tracer rounds coming at you. And you're bouncing off your truck sometimes going through it. So that was almost a daily occurrence. It really was. And these, these bombs, these IEDs would take people out, and your trucks would be on fire, and then the fuel, man. So it was crazy. But the first time that happens, you roll out the gate and you get attacked. Before that, you're like that roller coaster, you're ready to drop down the hill. And after that, you make it through it, and your brain just automatically says, "Yeah, bring it on." And then you go over a year doing that same process. So you get elevated, your dopamine, your serotonin levels just stay elevated. It's like you're on crack. Or heroin, I don't know. And then when you get back, all of a sudden, none of that's there. You're still like needing that fix, and your brain is like still wound up, and it just stays with you. So you're on edge, you're feisty, you want to fight. You're disgruntled. You don't turn that off. Not in a matter of weeks or months or years. It takes a long time. This is 2007. It's 2022 right now. Is it? Yeah, 22. Yeah. It just don't turn off. So I lost my train of thought, which happens all the time. But I think I was just talking about the terms and the tools that I've learned to help cope with this thing called life. I can't say they're hard to talk about. I just want to make sure I want to effectively communicate. So when I talk about something, I want people to be able to understand. Because I know sometimes it's hard to put everything into words and quantify things. And so I've made it a point to express how I feel in detail and hopefully in a relatable sense that, everybody can possibly understand it. So, and again, this is a process. It's a process. I understand the process. I'm going to be in it the rest of my life. basically, at this point, I pick and choose what, where, how, when, and what I do and how I feel. I mean, I can't pick how I feel, but I can choose how I deal with it, and I can choose when to deal with it. And that means some days not being involved with people, some days not being involved with my family, some days not being involved with work, a lot of days not being involved with work, and that's okay. It's not being irresponsible. I'm being responsible to me. And I used to worry. It was stressful to worry about that. I got to go to work. I got to do this. I got to be there. That was causing anguish to me and to a detriment. It wasn't letting me be my best me, the best version of me. So trying to find a way to work that out to where I'm being the best version of me, where I can have the space to feel and do what I need to do when I need to do it. That's been the challenge, but I'm on to it. And that's exactly where I'm at in my life now. And that means a whole lot of stories are coming, a whole lot of things are going to be revealed. I don't think anything earth-shattering, but it's just my journey. So, going from a dark place to a gray place to uncertain place to a roller coaster type of place, and now I truly feel like it's a place of resolve, if you will. And just not making excuses, not having to make up excuses, not feeling like I need to make something up to explain or describe. I don't. I give no fucks, excuse my language, about how I feel, who I am, and what I've done and what I'm about. I just don't. So I understand that. So that's where I'm at. If that means I pull the plug on myself, for other people's respect, or pull the plug on you, it's what I do. And that helps me. That helps me be the best version of me. Learning how to do that is probably the most helpful thing I've learned to do. And like I said, there's a whole bunch of tools involved in that. And talking about it is one for me. It is therapy. Talking about it, expressing it, and the conversations that I've had with people along the way, they're helpful. I take away something from everybody I've talked to. They may not know it, some more than others because I talk to them more often, but it helps. So those of you who have been in my corner, thank you for that, and thank you for listening. Thank you for being here. I've gained something from you. I hope that you gained something from me too, because your support gives me the courage to continue to keep going, and that's precious. Everybody wants something from you. It's a fact of life. Everybody. Whether it be your mother, father, daughter, sister, cousin, wife, husband, friends, your job. That's a fact of life. And I guess it's a normal cycle that, somebody's going to want something from you. Sometimes it's something really small. Sometimes it's big. Sometimes it's a bunch of people at the same time. And sometimes it's sustained over time. But when people are always expecting or wanting something from you, it leaves you empty and it leaves you flattened, and we're taught in this society to be a responsible adult. You got to meet every challenge, take care of every problem, do everything you're supposed to do. And I suppose that looks good on paper, but in reality, it don't work that way. You create more stress. You put more stress on you. Your body will react differently to it, and you'll struggle. You'll struggle in many different ways, and I'm sure it happens to a lot of us. So with COVID going on, it's really given me an opportunity to look at everything in a bigger picture. And I think this is the reset that the world probably needed to get back to the basics. I can't do everything. I can't fix everything, and I can't be everywhere. I realize that. My heart tells me I want to be and help everybody. That's just who I am, but I know that I can't. So I take comfort in knowing I help those who I can, or when I can, and how I can. And if it's just a little bit, then that's a little bit, and that's all I can do. You can't give away all your energy. And I've been doing that for a long time, and it's nothing against anybody in my circle, my family, my life, nothing. It's just who I am and what I've been doing. And people I don't know, they resist when you start taking their energy back. Like, here's an example, your job. Hey, I can't come in today and feeling good. Well, we got this. You got to bring a note. Man, fuck this. This ain't school. I ain't bringing no note. I've had to do that at the post office. 10 years I was there, man. My mental health, my physical health. If I take the time off, they were like, get the doctor's note. What I fucking look like, huh? I'm a grown ass man. That's just an example. So I do not allow anyone to manage my life for me. No one. It's my life. I'm going to do with it what I want to do with it. I'm not going to fit your script. You want me in your production? You got to cater to me. So it's funny. Like I said, I wanted to try to just put down my thoughts and emotions when they happen. So unfortunately, I'm not always at the studio or somewhere conducive for this really cool background and stuff. Nope, I'm right here at Home Depot near the house picking up some supplies. We've got a snowstorm coming again. So yeah, just doing that. But I'm sitting in a parking lot just trying to regroup, and I know I got a lot on my mind, but it's just hard to stay focused. So I find myself taking a lot longer to do normal things. And I will just sit sometimes, and before I even did this, I was just sitting there for about 5 minutes in the car. Like, I only live like 2 miles away, but my mind's like, all right, where am I going? What am I going to do next? Whatever. And I don't know if there's so much on my mind or whatever, just being blocked. But like I said, I like to share these feelings because maybe somebody's going through the same thing. And like I said, I'm sure I don't have any anxiety right now. That's not the issue. It's just the cloudedness. Like, my mind is clouded, my thoughts are clouded. I'm like, I feel sidetracked a whole lot more than what I used to. And I don't have nothing else to do but pick up this stuff at Home Depot and go home. So yeah, there's that.
Right. Right. Right.
No, I do have something else. I aspire to be a lot of things: an artist, entrepreneur, somebody with creative talent somewhere along the way. But I like to sometimes just try to encapsulate how I feel, what I'm thinking. So to close this out, I just wrote something real quick, and this is just kind of metaphor, if you will, but at the same time, it's kind of what's on my mind. So I want to leave you with this, and I just wrote this. I call it Just Be. Like the sands of time, life's possibilities are endless. Each of us will take a different path and will cross with many others. No one path will define us, no one story will explain us, and yet people will ask for the answers. So, to borrow a phrase from Woody Gauthier, the answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. And that's so true because it's out there and we have to find it. You know, at some point in life, the answers may come to you and they may not. You just have to keep searching. Make sure you keep your eyes and your ears and your heart open to receive that answer when it does come. And life can be difficult. Life can be challenging. Life is challenging. You know, sometimes it just makes you want to holler, as Marvin Gaye said. So I'll leave you with this. Take the time to watch the sunsets. Take the time to watch everyday life unfold. Take the time to enjoy your loved ones. And take the time to just be. Thank you guys for watching this. I appreciate you. Peace and blessings.